If you run 3 times a week, every single week for the next few months, your body changes in ways that have almost nothing to do with how you look and almost everything to do with what's happening quietly on the inside. Most of it, nobody ever explains to you. So let's go system by system and look at exactly what's happening under the hood. Week 1. Your heart is already changing and you won't even notice it happening. Every time you run, your heart pumps harder and more efficiently to move blood to your working muscles. Do that consistently and the heart adapts like any other muscle. The left ventricle, the chamber responsible for pumping oxygen-rich blood to your entire body, gets slightly larger and stronger. It can now push out more blood with every single beat. That means your heart doesn't have to work as hard just to keep you alive, even when you're sitting on the couch doing nothing. This is exactly why runners often have a noticeably lower resting heart rate than non-runners. Some experienced runners sit in the low 40s. That's not a fluke. That's a stronger engine idling more efficiently. Now let's go inside the muscle itself, and this connects directly to what we covered in the mitochondria video. Every consistent run signals your muscle cells to build more of those tiny energy-producing engines. More mitochondria means more capacity to produce energy using oxygen, which is exactly why the same pace that used to wreck you eventually starts to feel like nothing. But there's something else growing that almost nobody talks about: capillaries, tiny blood vessels. Consistent running triggers your body to grow an entirely new network of capillaries around your working muscles, which means more oxygen and more fuel can actually reach the muscle fibers doing the work. Think of it like building new delivery roads directly to the factory floor. More roads, more supply, more output. Now let's talk about your bones, because this one surprises almost everyone. Running is a weight-bearing, repetitive impact activity. And that impact, in the right doses, actually signals your bones to become denser and stronger over time. Your skeleton is responding to that stress by reinforcing itself. This is one of the biggest reasons runners tend to have significantly stronger bone density than people who only do low-impact activities like swimming or cycling. Let's move to your brain, because this is genuinely the most underrated part of running, and almost nobody puts this in a video. When you run consistently, your body increases production of something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain cells. It supports the growth of new neurons and strengthens the connections between existing ones, particularly in the hippocampus, the part of your brain heavily involved in memory and learning. This is a real, measurable reason so many runners report feeling mentally sharper, calmer, and more focused, not just on run days, but throughout the entire week. And there's the mood piece too, which most people already suspect but don't fully understand. Running consistently increases the availability of serotonin and dopamine, the same neurotransmitters targeted by many mood medications, while simultaneously lowering baseline cortisol, your primary stress hormone. That combination is a big part of why so many runners describe running less as exercise and more as a form of therapy they didn't expect to need. Here's the honest timeline, because results don't all show up at once. In the first 2 to 3 weeks, most of what's changing is neurological and cardiovascular. Your brain and heart are adapting faster than your muscles are. Around week 4 to 6, you'll typically notice your resting heart rate has dropped, and that runs, which used to feel hard, now feel merely uncomfortable. By week 8 to 12, the mitochondrial density, the capillary growth, and the early bone adaptations are meaningfully underway. And this is usually when people say the same run finally starts to feel almost unbelievably easy. None of this requires you to run fast. None of it requires you to run far. It requires you to run consistently, 3 times a week, mostly at that easy conversational Zone 2 pace we already talked about, and just let your body do what it was built to do. You're not just building a faster runner, you're rebuilding your heart, your blood vessels, your bones, and your brain, 3 runs at a time, whether you can see it in the mirror or not. If this gave you a reason to actually lace up today instead of tomorrow, subscribe, because this channel exists to explain exactly what's happening inside you, one boring, unglamorous, incredibly effective truth at a time. This is Dr.Runner. Your body is listening. Give it 3 runs a week, and I'll see you in the next one.